Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone celebrating. Studying during Ramadan is not for the weak, but seeing as I've known of my schedule ahead of Ramadan, I know that I'll be preparing for exam during Ramadan. And I made sure to make a plan of my study goals while also not neglecting my religious duties. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how I study during Ramadan. For those that don't know, Ramadan is the holy month in the Islamic calendar where Muslims are expected to fast from sunrise to sunset every day for 29 or 30 days, depending on how long the month is going to be. So during this period, they intensify their involvement in a lot of acts of worship and abstinence. It is not just abstinence from food and water, but also reducing their engagement or even eliminating their engagement in major and minor sin. There's more to it actually, but that's not the focus of this video. If you'd like to know more, I'll leave some links in the description box below. So for my study plan, I'll start from the time of sahur. That's the early morning meal that Muslims have. So I try to wake up between 4 and 4:30. A lot of times I wake up around 4:30 ish. So at this time I pray my nawafil, I make du'as, prayers, and then I eat. So the significant thing about this is that when I eat my sahur, I also have a cup of coffee as well. So that way I don't get to have the coffee withdrawal headaches that one tends to have if you've been having coffee for a long time and then you stop abruptly like that. So I don't have the headache, and I am also like energized for the day. Like there's no postprandial somnolence, that feeling that you need to rest or sleep after eating. So this means that I do not sleep back after sahur. So I pray fajr, that's the morning prayer, and then I start studying. And this is the period that I would advise you to study as well, like during this early morning, because you just finished eating, you're energized for the day and all of that. There's a tendency to want to go back to sleep, but the act is to not go back to bed at all. For me at this time, I just like clear my bed at this point so that like I'll not be tempted to go back to bed. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, especially when I do not have to go to school. So this is the period that I recommend for heavy lifting, like the big topics that you need a lot of focus and a lot of attention to actually understand and all of that. And for me personally, I use it for like assignments that are due. So I'll study long into the day if it is not a school day, but if it is, once it is 8 or 9, regarding on what time my activities for that day start, I'll study up until that time and then go to school. So that means my daytime schedule depends largely on what I'm doing on that day. So because I'll be wiped by afternoon, I try to, if I need to sleep, if I have to rest or anything, I do that between Zohr and Ashr. My mom used to say napping during this period will earn you rewards, so it is sort of like a win-win, but I have not checked the validity of that, so you might want to check that out, and you should probably take it with a pinch of salt. But if I need to sleep, it's during Zohr and Ashr. So between Ashr and Maghrib, this is the time where I read the Quran, also plan and cook whatever it is for iftar. At this time, it's between 4 p.m. and the time for iftar, that's 7 o'clock. So between 4 and 7 o'clock, that's when I read the Quran. I also make dua and plan or cook whatever it is that I'm going to have for iftar. So also at this period, because you're already getting wiped, right? So sometimes, especially when I'm cooking or like when I'm preparing what I'm going to have for dinner, like it is a mindless task, right? I listen to Islamic lectures. I'm currently following Omar Sulaiman Ramadan series. This year it is the Jannah series, and I absolutely recommend. I'm enjoying it, and I think today is Saturday, right? So I think we are on day 10 of the lectures. It's not long, it's just like between 10 13 minutes, right? So you can just have that on in the background while you do all your mindless tasks, washing dishes, making iftar, and all of that. Other podcasts that I would also like to inculcate in my routine, I've not started it, is the Digital Sisterhood. I've had a lot of it, and I think I already have it on my Spotify. Also, Omar Sulaiman also has like podcasts on that one, is also going on, like there's a Ramadan series with that, so you can also listen to that. So around this time I read the Quran, I make meals, and when it is close to the time for iftar, when it is close for you to break your fast, so during this hour it's recommended for you to like make a lot of dua and all of that. So also at this point I try to make like some dua and prayers. Also during this period, between this 4 to 7, sometimes I would have a group discussion, like a tutorial group discussion. It's not a tutorial, a study group discussion, right? So it is online, so I just put that on in the background, and I do whatever I have to do and contribute whenever I can and all of that. So during this period, it is a low focus kind of activity that I do around this period. So between Maghrib and Isha, That one is just like an hour. So after praying, I just like eat, obviously, relax, and all of that. And sometimes after Isha and Tarawih, I have another study group discussion. Sometimes it holds, sometimes it does not hold. So after Isha and Tarawih, I have another study group discussion. Sometimes it holds, sometimes it does not hold. Whenever it does not hold, or whenever I don't need to be fully present, I use this period to like take a shower. Sometimes I do my workout. My workout is not consistent during Ramadan. I'm not even going to lie. So if I work out at all, it is during this period I do it, and then I shower, and then back to studying. Right. I try to go to bed around 12 a.m. But sometimes I stay up later than that. But other times, especially during school days, I go earlier. So to wake up by 4:30 or 4 o'clock, depending on whenever I wake up, so around 4 o'clock, 4:30. Thankfully, I also have a neighbor that sometimes comes to knock on my door. So it is around this period that like I always like it is constant that I wake up around this time and do it all over again. So this is not exactly a strict schedule, right? Sometimes it is like a guide. Sometimes I do it to the letter, sometimes I don't. And also, I made my routine based on what my Ramadan goal is. My Ramadan goal is not to finish the Quran within the 30 days as it used to be before, but rather to learn more about the deen, listen to more Islamic lectures, listen to tafsir of some verses, and basically just expand my knowledge of the deen really, while also incorporating the habit to include daily Quran recitation. And also regarding sleep, I make it so that I have a long uninterrupted sleep, 1 or 2 long stretches of sleep per day. That's at night from 12 to 4:30 ish, or during rather than short interrupted bursts. So at the end of the day, the purpose is for Allah to put barakah in your sleep, I guess. So with this, you would see that like my studying period is often after eating. So after eating after sahur, and after eating after iftar. So during the day, it all depends on what my schedule is like, and then tafsir in the evening, and then reading the Quran. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up so that other people will get to see this video, and also consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Oh, that's a fake. I do that between. Oh, I should have been looking at this camera here. I was looking at that. Anyways, sure you not stop. So this is not exactly a so that's it. Thank you.